So students, good morning everyone. So today we are with the chapter 5 from the history part. As we know that we have already started the explanation of the chapter, and in the previous class I have shown you the video related to this chapter. That is, our topic of the chapter is different ways of life. As we came to know that when Aryans came, the language they brought, okay, then we came to know the Vedas, okay. In Vedas also there are Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, Atharva Ved, okay. Then we have studied the different Vedas, then other Vedic literature, then archaeological sources we have studied, life of the people in the Rig Vedic age, polity we have studied, okay. So positions of the women we have studied, food and drink. So we have already discussed about the dress, amusements, then religion, then economy. So we are going to discuss about the economy. One time I will revise and I will start with the life of the people in the later Vedic age. Okay. So a pastoral economy existed during the Rig Vedic age. The domesticated animals such as cows, goats, sheep and buffaloes. The cows was an important source of wealth and was also considered as a sacred animal. So if you say about the what kind of animals that the Vedic people kept, okay, the Aryans people kept, they mostly they have kept, you can say, the cows. As we know that the cows is a holy means animal, you can say it is a holy animal for the Hindus, because the cows are mostly paid by them, okay. So for this reason in the Vedic age period they used to keep what? Cows, okay. They used to keep cows, goats, but what was their holy animal? Cows, okay. Agriculture was also practiced during the Rig Vedic period. Then there is mention about the wooden plow, cultivated fields. Other occupation practiced during the Rig Vedic age included pottery, spinning, weaving, carpentry, and metal works. So different kinds of, you can say, means farming tools you will find, which is mentioned in the, like for example, wooden plow you can find, cultivated fields you can find. Okay, other occupations which were practiced during the time of the Rig Vedic periods are, which is mentioned here in the that book here, is that pottery, okay, spinning, weaving, carpentry, and metal works. Then next we are on the life of the pupil in the later Vedic period. Okay, so as the transition, the meaning of the transition is changes. Transition means changes. What does that meaning of the transition means? Transition means changes, okay. So as the transition from the Rig Vedic period to the later Vedic period took place, numerous changes, okay, were witnessed in the society, economy, and political life. The information for this period comes from the Samaveda, Yajurveda, and the Atharva Veda. Other contexts that came up during this period include Brahmanas, then Upanishads, and Aryans. You see, what are the changes that was noticed in that time? The changes which was noticed in the life of the later Vedic people, where you can say numerous changes was there. There was the changes of the society, their living style was changed, economy, and the political life. The information for this period, you can, if you want to read about this period, okay, if you want to know more about this period, then you have to study the Samved, Yajurved, and Atharva Ved, okay. As you know, these are the four Vedas, okay. The other texts that come up to during the period include Brahmanas, Upanishads, and Aryans are there. These are all context. Now, what I told context, you may get confused. Sir is using very tough language. Context means the collection of the various text or the document is called context. Okay, understood? The collection of the various texts and the documents are called context. Like for example, okay, suppose if any of your student, I am doing research on your lifestyle, I'm writing some post from when you are born, what you are doing, how you are going on, okay. So I am making a document on you, right? I am making a document on you. On the Upanishads, Aryans, different documentations are there that is given by the Brahmanas, okay. People love to read it, and by reading that we can know about the this kind of what kind of lifestyle people had in that time. Okay, now we will read about the political life. If you say about the political life, the tribal setting of the Rig Vedic age, okay, slowly gave way to the more complex setting which later evolved into the kingdom. Now you know what is tribal community, right? Like for example, the tribal community you can presently find in the, when you go to Manas, if you have visited Manas National Park or Wildlife Sanctuary, okay, Manas Wildlife Sanctuary, if you have visited, then you will see some people, tribal community people living in the road, near the roadside. Okay, they are speaking which language? They are speaking, their language is like, you can say, that is tribal language is there. Okay, their language is totally different. Adivasi, it is called Adivasi language. Okay, so they are what? They are the, means from beginning. Why now you see government is giving so many facilities to them. Okay, government is giving so many facilities to them. Why they don't like to come and stay in the city or town is that because they are thinking that if they will come and stay in the town or the city, what will become? Their identity or the way of life will be taken away. Someone will take their away like identity. For that reason, they don't like to stay in the village. Okay, they that in the, they don't like to stay in the town area. They like to stay in their own, that is on within their community people. They don't want development. Okay, they don't want any kind of development. Okay, the tribal setting of the slowly gave more complex setting was later evolved into the kingdom. During the later Vedic age, the Kshatriyas became very powerful class. These Kshatriyas can be also be termed as a Rajput people. Okay, now the Rajput, who were the Rajputs? They were the warriors. Okay, they were the warriors, those who were fighting for the king, means sorry, those who are fighting for the people, you can say, in order to protect the people. They were the king and they were fighting to protect the people. Yes, they were the Kshatriyas. And later you will get the king's position was a supreme and hereditary. Now you see, that is the thing is there. Monarchy system was there. What is system of monarchy in the democracy? Democracy, you know, na, that the way how the people is being ruled or governed is called democracy. In the democracy, the system of vote is there, that we will choose our leader. Okay, understood? We will choose our leader. But that time democracy was there? No, not at all. Democracy was not existed. Monarchy system was there. Like for example, if you are king or if you are queen, your son and your daughter or their son and their daughter will be the king or the queen. Nobody other, no other person can take place. Understood? No other person can take place. Now, in present time, if you want to become the prime minister, then can you become prime minister? Yes. If you want, in the future, you can become the prime minister, also chief minister. Understood? So if you want, then you can become prime minister or chief minister. It is depend upon you. It is not like that, that your father is not the prime minister or the chief minister, you cannot become. Anybody can become. Yes, because it depends upon the people. They will choose you or not. Means we have the power to choose our government. Yes, but before time it was not like that. That king's son will be the king. It was like this. Okay. The king used to elaborate that he was the whole charge of the army. Means he was the charge of the army and also chief justice, you can say. Whatever he will say, that is the true, you can say. Okay, the king used to elaborate titles such as Maharaja, Dhira Raja, Virat and Samrat. You will get little bit confused by the word. You can say with me. Okay, Maharaja, Dhira Raja. Okay, but it is Maharaja, Dhira Raja, means Raja ka Raja, that is Rajao ka Raja, that is Maharaja, Dhira Raja, Samrat or the king, they used to say. Okay, Virat. To strengthen and protect the kingdom, the king performed yagnas. You can see one that yagnas being performed by the king. One photo is given there, right? One photo you can see here. The yagnas is being performed by the king in the ritual, you can see. Okay, in order to make himself more powerful and take the blessing from the Almighty God. Okay, the rajas used to perform different kind of rituals. Okay, used to do different kind of pujas and the yagnas. Okay, there was 3 main yagnas performed by the king. This included the Ashwamedha Yagna, Rajasugna Yagna and Vijayapaya Yagna. Each yagna was performed with the specific agenda, and each and every means yagna which is given here mean was the specific reason was there. Like for example, if you do Aswamedha Yagna, then you are doing this one. The Raja used to do Aswamedha Yagna, performed to expand the boundaries of the kingdom. Means Aswamedha Yagna, if the king want to increase, suppose one king is ruling in Assam, then he want to rule in the West Bengal and these other places also. Which yagna he will do? Ashwamedha Yagna. Yes, he will do the Ashwamedha Yagna. A horse was led to loose run through the territories, and the king would fight off any resistance and that may arise. In this Ashwamedha Yagna, what the king used to do? The king will tie the horse and will lead the horse. Okay, and now the horse will run. Okay, now the horse will run. The king also will run back of the horse. Okay, the king also will run back of the horse, and wherever the horse is going, that area belongs to whom? The king. The king will do anything, whether he can kill the pupils also in order to take the place. So if the horse by running he gets tired and he stops, that is the boundary of the king. You understood this maybe. So all the area that horse covered would be then become a part of the kingdom, as I told. The Rajasugya Yagna was performed to confer supreme power to king. If the king wants to become very powerful, above all, what yagna they will do? That is Rajasuya Yagna. Okay. The Vijayapaya Yagna was a chariot race where the sacrificial horse or the king would always win. Like the Vijayapaya Yagna was there. There was a chariot was there. Chariot, you know, na, that where Raja used to sit and will make the horse to run by beating the horse. Okay, where type gadi will be there, one seat will be there. Okay, when will be beat the horse to run very fast. That is chariot race is there. Okay, that is called Vijayapaya Yagna. Then king also fought wars to expand their kingdoms. Now king and king used to fight. That they want to, whenever the king want to take the power of others, they used to fight with each other. Okay, now we will speak about the society. Okay, in the later Vedic age, family continued to be the basic unit of the society. What was the means? You know what is the smallest unit of society in our life? Family is the smallest unit of the society in our life. Okay, because from your family only the society will start. Your family, others family, and many family will form a very big society, and this big society later on will make a village, will make a town, will make a city. Yes or no? That is what will make a state, will make a country. So how these people are being ruled? So earlier the Varna system was based on the occupations, but in the later Vedic period the Varna system became hereditary, where people could not change their occupations or caste. In that time, okay, the Varna system, you know na, caste. Okay, like for example, if a person is cleaning the toilet, you listen to me very carefully. If a person is cleaning the toilet, then he belongs to which caste? Untouchable. Nobody can touch him. If a person is working as a under the king, then he belongs to the upper caste. If a person is doing Brahman, okay, so he is a very upper caste. He is a very great person, you can say. Now everybody will take the blessing of that. Later on, if someone does not like, then they can change also. But in the later Vedic period, okay, if your like their father is a sweeper, then the next son also need to be sweeper, and that will be regarded as untouchables. Okay, out of the four varnas I told, the Kshatriyas became very powerful, Brahmanas and the Satriyas. The Brahmanas were guiding Satriyas, and the Satriyas was going to fight. Okay, although the Vaishyas did not enjoy some respect and position in the society as the Brahmanas and the Satriyas, they were economically sound as they found the trading community. And I told about in that we saw in the video also that the position of the you can say that Vaishyas were there. The Vaishyas also were known as a business class people. You know na, Jamidars. These all are Vaishyas. Okay, those who are doing the business. Vyapar wala, that is saying. We are Hindi, in Hindi we are saying that Vyapar wala, Vaishyas we are saying. They were business class people. They were like normal. Okay. They were, king also used to talk with them. But you see, the king never communicated with the untouchable. They should not, the untouchable should not come to the near to the king. Okay. Out of the 4 varnas, the condition of the Shudras, okay, as I told you, Sudras, yes or no, these are also untouchable, was the worst. Okay. Because if a father is a sweeper, then his son also will be a sweeper, and there is no development in them. Okay. And it declined with the passage of time, and slowly by slowly it went away. Now presently nothing is there, right? If someone's father is cleaning the toilet, then the son can become DC or IS officer. Okay. Presently it is not there. Then the literary text of the later Vedic period also states Varna Sharma, or the division of the life. If you read the text of the Vedic period, then you will understand that the Varna Sharma, or the division of the life, how the life is being divided. Okay. Life was divided into the 4 phases or time. Okay. Into the 4 stages, you can say. That is Brahmacharya, or the student life. We came to know in the video, right? We saw in the video. Huh? Or you can say that Grihastha, or householder, Vanaprastha, or the hermit phase, and the last phase was being Sannyasa, when men have renounced all the worldly pleasures. At last, when the man will become old, he will leave the world, means he will say that I am going to work for the God. Okay. Means he will become Brahmin that time. Then Brahmacharya was the first phase where the person was to be complete education and attain spiritual knowledge. And in the second phase, Grihastha was there, where they will marry and they will make their family. The third phase was Vanaprastha. The individual was expected to break the ties, like you know about like Lord Gautam Buddha, no? He was in the Vanaprastha. Lord Gautam Buddha was in Vanaprastha. As he has got married, you know that Lord Gautam Buddha was having a son. He left his son and wife and he went away. He went in where? Vanaprastha. Okay. Vanaprastha means he went to serve the people. He went to search the God. Where is the God? And he got also. Yes? No? So the individual should also devote oneself on the philanthropic and welfare activities. If now we have to means what they has to do, and later on when they will become old, then they has to do good for others. Okay. The last phase, sannyasa, continues till that. They will be means they will be sannyas. They will give up everything. Okay. Their life also they give up. They do not have now dream and anything. Okay. They give their life to the God. The person is supposed to renounce all the worldly concerns and pleasure in the life in the like forest as a sannyasi. So it was believed that the renunciations of the world would lead to the salvation. So what is there, that if you means give up everything, last stage is that you give up everything, whatever you have, and you go to sannyas. Okay. It was believed that the means the person who would go give up everything, they would become the slave of others. Okay. They would become the slave of others. Education was imparted through the Gurukul system, as we studied in the before, saw in the video also. Under the Gurukul system, the Shishya was sitting under the tree and was taking the education. Various kinds of things was taught to them. Okay. Like they were cooking the food for the Gurus. They were cleaning the house of the Gurus. Okay. Collecting fireroots. Okay. Tending the cattle, rearing the cattle. Okay. The Guru was not given fee by the Shishya. Okay. Was not given any fee. But in the sannyasa would give his guru a dakshina. At last the dakshina will be given, and the guru has the right to ask anything. Okay. Whatever the means like Shishya is saying, the Shishya is last completing his education, will ask. You know about the story of the Dronacharya and Ekalavya, no? Dronacharya asked the thumb of the Ekalavya. Okay. Thumb of the, he cut it the thumb, then he gave to the Ekalavya. Okay. Ekalavya gave his thumb to the Dronacharya. So this is the students, this is about. So till then, take care. Thank you. Bye bye. My explanation is about to end. Next we will start with the religion. Okay.